Our tanks have been waterproof for about 8 feet, but this British skipper got pretty nervous from all the heavy shelling and dropped us off at about 10 to 12 feet of water. As soon as we left the LST, I knew we were in trouble. I'm looking through the periscope and I see how high the water is. I yelled to my tank commander, "We're too deep, we're too deep." Actually, I'm sure I said it in worse terms than that, but what can you do? You had to push ahead. We made it about 50 yards before a swell came over us. The water went down the snorkel and killed the engine. I kept hitting the starter. It was like trying to start your car with an engine full of water. We were dead in the water. The same thing happened to at least half of the battalion. The crowd started picking the tanks off one by one. My commander started ordering everybody out. "Let's go, let's get out of here." Those were his last words. A shell hit us point blank. The commander, the gunner, and the loader were all killed. The assistant loader and I were blown out of the hatches. We were hundreds of yards from shore, and I couldn't swim a lick. Not a lick. But you know what? Somehow I swam like an Olympic champion that day. We swam right up near the beach and hung on to a big anti-tank barrier, one of those big iron X's that were in the water. I hung on to that thing for most of the day, just hanging on, watching the rest of the invasion. All day long, it was a steady stream of bodies floating by, face down. It was thick like lily pads on a pond. One of the bodies floating past me caught my eye. It had the state of Wisconsin drawn on its back. We used to do that, draw our home state on the back of our jackets. This guy had a star drawn right where Washington County would be. That was my hometown. I thought, I'll be damned. I wonder if I know him. I grabbed him and turned him over. It was our neighbor's hired hand. He was from Germantown. He worked on the farm. He and I used to go into town, chase girls together, would go to the roller rink to shows, did everything together. Just the nicest guy you can imagine. I went to his house after the war and talked with his parents. I told them he didn't know what hit him. Actually, I didn't see a mark on him. He may have drowned. A lot of guys did. Ruben Schnetzel, tank driver, D-Day, from the town of Shawano.